Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome in. Thank you for coming by. I'm here to do a reading for Divine Feminine in the energy of the full moon in Aries. That's happening on the 7th of October. It's actually a full super moon, so it's very bright and it appears to be closer to the earth than usual. I have a music message for Divine Feminine this time. So in the intro, I'm going to get into the music message, including, as usual, some incredibly synchronistic astrological happenings. And I'll talk a little bit about the other astrology around this full moon. If you want to jump right ahead to the collective reading, go ahead. I'll put a timestamp in the description box below. The music message that came through is from Cat Power, and the song is called The Greatest. I'll put a link to the song in the description box below as well if you're interested. But as usual, the lyrics that come through are what's important to me. And I heard distinctly the words, "Once I wanted to be the greatest, with 2 fists of solid rock and brains that could explain any feeling." And then came the rush of the flood. The stars turned into deep dust. It's beautiful lyrics, but it actually astrologically makes a lot of sense. When this full moon happens in Aries, Aries is ruled by Mars, in fact. We have so much Mars energy, so that's interesting for Divine Feminine, which of course would be associated more with Venus. But we do have the super full moon in Aries at the same time. We have Chiron, the location of our deepest unhealed wound in Aries. So with that Mars energy activating with the full moon, there could be a lot of vulnerabilities coming to the surface in Divine Feminine energy right now. Especially in the lyrics, she says, then came the, like, once I wanted to have, or wanted to be the greatest. That's Aries energy. It's cardinal fire. It's the first sign. It's the creator. It's like, let's go. I can do this. I call it the superhero aspect, right? Once I wanted to be the greatest, 2 fists of solid rock with brains that could explain any feeling. Right now we have Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius's slogan is, I know. And that can just want, so what she's talking about though is wanting to be completely autonomous to any outside force, really, which of course is like a lack of vulnerability. And then came the rush of the flood. The stars turned to deep dust. So everything that made sense didn't make sense anymore. Right now we have Saturn and Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces. The rush of the flood, indeed, that's Neptune energy. It's pure water. At the same time, we have Jupiter in Cancer, cardinal water. Jupiter expands and grows things and deepens our understanding of what that entails. Cancer is about vulnerability. It's the mothering energy. It's the nurturer. We also have Mars itself in Scorpio, co-ruled by Mars. So when this full moon in Aries happens, we also have Mars basically in charge of Mars right now. There's just an insane amount of that energy, and it's very activating. So once again, this full moon can be putting us in touch with our vulnerabilities in a way that we never knew was possible. The rush of the flood, that's going to be Scorpio season. It's pure water all season pretty much. And it's very, very much about that. Well, I call it empowered vulnerability, because if you're in resistance to vulnerability, then you are not the one who's in power, right? Being able to understand that that is a superpower is what puts you in charge. And that's truly where that comes from. So you don't need the fists of solid rock and brains that could explain any feeling. There are no brains that can explain any feeling. I'm tying this full moon into the full moon eclipse in Aries last Aries season last year. Or no, it would have been, it was a new moon. And no. I'm sorry. My brain's moving faster than I can speak as usual when I'm doing these. It was a total solar eclipse in Aries on April the 9th, I believe, of last year. I talk about it all the time because that was Mars energy on both sides of that solar eclipse, there was solar flares happening, more activation. You guys might remember that the northern lights could be seen because of that in places they normally couldn't be seen. Right? Magic under the energy of Mars. And in Libra season, which is Venus in the opposite sign of Aries, we had a new moon eclipse in Libra, same solar flares, same northern lights. And I said then Venus and Mars coming together, activation of the soulmate energies. But this full moon eclipse, or full supermoon in Aries, I'm sorry, I'm so scattered, is basically completing that cycle. So from Aries season of last year to this full moon could have been a process of that Chiron moon being activated. Many times it can be activated romantically, of course, through the heart. And so there could have been a whole processing through the resistance of that. Again, we have Mars energy. And it not necessarily, I mean, yes, through the heart, but not necessarily romantically. It could have been in many ways. But full moons are a time of completion and release. And then we're going to have a new moon in Libra, enter Venus. And then vulnerability comes into the picture. But it certainly is about being able to surrender the ability to have fists of solid rock and brains that can explain every feeling. Upcoming Scorpio season is the rush of the flood. So the stars turn to beat fast. There will be no choice. I want to get into Cat Power, but that's her stage name. I don't know. I'm having so much trouble speaking. Hopefully it goes away. Chad Marshall is her name, the artist. And let's take a look at her chart, because the astrological synchronicity, as usual, when these music messages are guided to me, she has her sun at 1 degree of Aquarius, which is exactly where we have Pluto right now. So that makes a lot of sense. She has her moon at 12 degrees of Aries, which is where this full moon is happening. I kid you not. She has Mars in Aries. Unfortunately for her, she has Venus in Pisces, the rush of the flood, Saturn and Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces right now. Her moon and Mars are touching Chiron, more or less touching Neptune and Saturn as well, but also, of course, this full moon. She also has rising in Aquarius, once more Pluto. This is the future. This is where we're headed. I believe there was one other thing in her chart, Uranus in Taurus. In a few weeks, we're going to have Uranus retrograde back into Taurus. It's amazing how the messages come through musically like that, and so astrologically relevant. Once I wanted to be the greatest with 2 fists of solid rock. I think elsewhere in the song, what does she say? No wind or waterfall could stop me. She didn't count on the rush of the flood or what's upcoming. We also have the North Node in Pisces right now. Let me get a sip and we'll get into the collective reading. Listen to the song if you're interested. As usual, I don't think that the entirety of the lyrics is anything what I'm talking about. I don't know what she's actually writing about there, but I read poetry and the messages the way I read tarot and the stars, very much how it feels to me. All right, let's get into the reading. As usual, I will give the spiel that we all have feminine energy within us. Every living thing on earth does. So take these messages as they resonate for you. It's helpful for me to picture divine feminine energy as being everything we cannot see, the 5D experiences, the emotions, the intuition, all that stuff. All right, let's get into it. Once I wanted to be the greatest. From the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck for Divine Feminine, in the energy of the full moon. Restore and replenish. Look at, she definitely is in touch with vulnerability. This always reminds me of the 4 of Swords in tarot, which comes after the 3 of Swords, of course, repeating series of heartbreaking cycles. This is the integration and the understanding of that. It's a time of rest and recovery. And vulnerability. I mean, look at her. She's totally naked. Luckily for her, she's out in the forest, but she's curled up like a seed, ready to bloom again, right? Let's see. Restore and replenish. One more for Divine Feminine. Could be a real need to rest right now. We do have, is Venus still in Virgo? It is. There could be a time to rest, integrate, align. And then we have trust yourself, tapping into the intuition. Okay. Like her crown chakra is alive. There's a parrot, there's butterflies, there's multicolors. Through this process, when it seems like everything is quiet, this is what's happening. So this is also about trusting where your intuition is guiding you to go. And that's very much Divine Feminine energy. Okay. We'll do a little bit of astrology. Let's see. This could be astrological energy in your chart or somebody around you, or just overall influencing the situation. What do we have? This looks mighty dark. Let me see. Okay. What do we have, please? 3 only. Okay. We have the ascendant. This is the beginning of the new. That's the house of Aries, the first house, the arrival of the new self. I said, she looks like a seed ready to bloom now. Maybe you're getting ready to step out of that self-protection, like all curled up on the self. And it can be about now trusting that you've done the work you need to do. And the arrival of your new self is here. Look at this. We have Virgo energy. In this card, they say the word digest, right? Integrate. That's what the rest and recovery is about. I just wanted to look at the numbers. Trust yourself is number 31. Okay. And then we have the solar calm. It's funny because I was talking about the solar flares. Could have been the process over that time period. Let's see what's on the bottom. This Cancer's house, the 4th house. This is the house of the home, the house of the mother, nurturing. Oh, I'm having so much trouble with my throat these days. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's get into it. We need the good tarot. As I said, full moons are definitely a time of completion and release. So let's take a look at that. Looks like you're releasing a lot of painful cycles, a lot of learning. No, that's too many. Can't do that. All right. Okay. Oh, interesting. Look what you're leaving behind. That's what I'm saying. The Hermit, Virgo's major arcana. We did just leave Virgo season, and 2 new moons in Virgo as well. So this was that process for you. I said you're ready to leave the cave. You're ready to leave that place of protection and integration. The Hermit becomes wise, doesn't just go into hiding. That's not what happens. It's about this, about integrating everything and healing and understanding what that means and where your soul is heading you to go, or leading you to go. Virgo energy. So that's what you're leaving behind. And we have Virgo right here. Okay. But also 2025 is the number 9 when reduced, of course, and the Hermit is number 9. This could be about leaving. This was about this year for you. South Node in Virgo right now. Let me see you. Let me see you now. What's going on? Wow. 2 major arcana. We have Virgo and Leo coming out. Strength. This is about courage. But she's trusting herself, right? Look at her as she approaches that ferocious beast. She's unafraid because she's in full command of her energy. And that is what tames fear, not really brute strength, 2 fists of solid rock. So whatever's happening here is requiring a lot of courage for you, though. Okay? Trust yourself, it says. Where are you heading? What steps do you want to take? We have number 9 and number 8. Oh, I love this. We have the King of Wands, Leo energy, strong Leo energy coming through. But look at how I love this King of Wands in the Good Tarot. his heart chakra, and he's like holding on to it. It's igniting his passion and his direction. When the King of Wands is inspired, he goes for what he wants. Very passionate energy. But he's the King of Wands, not the Queen. So he's in full command of his own passion and his own leadership and his own charisma. But it takes the heart to get him to move. Courage. Let me see the energy surrounding you. This could be another person, okay? We have the Two of Pentacles. Why I said trust yourself. This is about holding back a little bit. We'll see what's going on. Maybe you're dealing with a lot right now, or this could be energies around you that are requiring a lot of your attention. We'll see. I want to further up with that Two of Earth. That's the first sign of Earth. Well, we have the Hermit. Okay, let me see the challenge. Maybe you're holding back here with the Two of Pentacles because these are kind of new energies that you're in now. What's the challenge? The Queen of Pentacles, or there's Virgo energy. The Queen of Pentacles is she's very good at looking after herself. We have this restore and replenish. I said it's time to leave some comfort. Okay, let's keep going. Pre-Empress energy with the Queen of Earth. And maybe that you're going to be required to take a risk here. Let me see a potential outcome. Oh, that's beautiful. Lots of fire coming through. We have the Four of Fire. This is my summer patio party version. Like everything's wonderful. You're out on the patio on a summer night. There's music. Four of Wands is about safety, the home, achievement of a dream, finding where you belong. Wow. Eight of Earth. We have a lot of Earth energy. All right. So together we have 10 of Pentacles. And I said something about stability. And it can be that you're requiring you to come out of that cave and step into your courage, into the fullness of your passion. He's allowing his heart to be shown. He's not afraid to. It's what makes him charismatic. But the Eight of Pentacles in this deck too, I like to point out, has a musical instrument, the cello. I'm not good at this. But there could be something about creativity, especially with the King of Fire. Okay. Let's clarify. What are we going to do? I don't want the lights here. Wild unknown. Let me see this Hermit in the recent past, because this is what you're leaving behind, and that's the restore and look. We get the Hermit. But look at this Hermit. He has an Ace of Wands. I always say it's actually a candle, but he has an Ace of Wands on his back there, and see how it's igniting up the dark? You were learning a lot. You were integrating a lot. But the Ace of Wands is the passion here. Let me see the Hermit. What were you doing? Rest and replenish. Oh, I see. Well, very Virgo energy. No, Virgo's earth and this is air, but Virgo's ruled by Mercury, and so the mind can be very much like this, which is a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. This is not trusting yourself. This is the opposite of that. This is about the need to stay in mental control. No wonder. No wonder. I see a tower. There definitely could have been a lot coming through for you. In fact, it could have been somewhat of a spiritual awakening. Well, this could be somebody around you as well. You get in where you fit in. These readings have a habit of flipping polarities on you, where the feminine turns into the masculine reading and vice versa. It's just, especially lately. Anyways, in the recent past, you were, yeah, look at this. Four of Swords, Nine of Swords. Spiritual awakening. I said this is like the Four of Swords, right? In this deck, that baby sheep there, the third eye is all lit up. See, there's more enlightenment. I think you're remembering who you are. For some reason you didn't know, or you forgot, or you didn't know how to find it. Let me see strength. This is you now. But yeah, that definitely. But that's very spiritual. Doesn't look easy, my friend. King of Wands. And then the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Very sweet, very romantic. There could be somebody with the Tower there that you want to give an apology to or an offer. Nine of Swords, the Hermit, a lot of anxiety. Maybe you realize something. Maybe you want to come forward and tell somebody that you did. This could be somebody around you here who wants to come in and apologize. Whatever went on, it looks like, especially with this King of Wands, it's like a major heart chakra awakening. Trust yourself and strength here. But also you could be holding back, whoever you are here, you could be holding back this Knight of Cups out of fear. Let me see. Knight of Cups. The Six of Swords, yeah. Look at all the swords. You could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I'm feeling Virgo. Virgo can easily go into the air energies for me. But the Six of Swords naturally comes after the Five, which is a time of internal and external combat. Sharp words being spoken, people doing whatever it takes to make their point or to defend themselves. This is wanting to move forward out of that place with this Knight of Cups and offer maybe an apology or a way forward or something. Remember, we saw the Tower? So whatever the Five of Swords was, it brought a tower down. That could have been a Chiron activation. It could have, I am reading a heart chakra awakening here, which can happen through that wound being activated. But that's usually how the heart does wake up. Okay. Let me see the King of Fire. Now, this could be, again, somebody you want to approach. The Seven of Pentacles. I keep seeing the King of Wands. He doesn't want to leave the deck. This King of Wands is interesting to me. He strikes when the time is right. He's ready to, like I said, when the passion hits, the King of Wands strikes. Cups, the rush of the flood, the everything card. But anyways, the Seven of Pentacles coming in here with the solar calm and the Hermit. This can be looking at where you've been going. You could be looking at where you've been going, where you've been planting your time and energy and effort, or plans that you've been making. We saw the Eight of Pentacles. Here's the Seven of Pentacles. So now for some of you, this can be about creative endeavor or stepping into a place of leadership, believing in your own power. And for others of you, it could be about you wanting to come forward and apologize. I do feel like I'm tapping into masculine energy here, but we'll see. Let me see the Seven of Pentacles. The Six of Wands, Leo energy. We have a lot of fire coming through. To me, the Six of Wands in this deck is resurrection, naturally coming again after the Five. So you were definitely going through a difficult time of transition and awakening. For some of you, you may have moved unexpectedly, things like that. But look at how this butterfly emerges out of that brambles, more beautiful than ever and ready to be successful about whatever this plan is that you've been making. We have solar calm. So during this time, like I said about the Hermit, you've been making plans. You've been making plans. The Knight of Pentacles, my Knight of Good Intentions. We have two knights here, Earth and Water. Earth and water make things that last. They can build things for a fire. But this is coming in with that Eighth Pentacle, adding to whatever it was you were investing in, whatever your plans were. Let me see the Two of Earth. Lots of Earth energy coming through. We're going to get one more on this Three of Cups, Cancer energy. Jupiter in Cancer right now, and I said you find where you belong. This can be about collaborations or working with the right people, friendships, associations, somebody that you want to come together with. You want to make an offer or a proposal. Let's see, I see the Empress here, Divine Feminine. Interesting. Let me see the Three of Cups. Can I have some more clarity on that? Unfinished sin. The King of Swords. There's Aquarius. That's who's responsible for all of these swords. Now, the King of Swords and the King of Wands often combat each other. This is the head over heart king, and this is the heart first king. One more on the King of Swords. And the energy surrounding you. Temperance. Sagittarius energy. Temperance is a card about patience, and so is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, one more there with Temperance. Two of Pentacles. Solar calm. Are you waiting? What are you waiting for? The Tower. The world. What the hey? Okay. The Tower wanted to come back. There's Mars coming in. And Mars, like I said, the Tower is where all illusions come falling down suddenly, out of nowhere. The world, and then I see the Six of Cups. Okay, we have the soulmate angel here with Temperance. Maybe that awakening for you. Maybe, I don't know. Let's keep going. Because this is soulmate energy. But the world is about the completion of a cycle. Ace of Swords on the bottom. A truth. Clarity. Now, the King of Swords here can be coming through as some kind of decision maker. Let me see. Why is the Queen of Pentacles in a challenge? What's up with that? The Lovers and the Two of Pentacles. The Lovers is Gemini's major arcana. We have strong soulmate energy here. Okay. But also, as I always say, whenever we encounter lovers type situations on our path, they wake us up to a side of ourselves that we don't usually, that maybe we don't remember. Cups, a sense memory, who we truly are. That's crazy. And maybe it said who you truly are is this King of Wands, and you didn't remember that for some reason. But the Lovers is the need to make a decision. For some of you, it can be, again, about stepping out of your comfort zone. Trust yourself. Okay. About taking a risk, choosing to take a risk. Into the unknown with the moon. Interesting. Full moon eclipse. Yeah, it can be, because the Queen of Pentacles is incredibly independent. She doesn't need anybody. She knows how to take care of herself. So not necessarily the most vulnerable of energies. Can I see the Four of Fire and the potential outcome? My goodness. So maybe even holding back making this choice. Queen of Cups and Strength. Okay. For some of you. If this is somebody around you, King of Wands, King of Swords, they could be having to make a decision to leave behind there could be two people, right? There could be a need to leave behind somebody else. This Queen of Pentacles, perhaps. But it can be the same if you're in the Queen. Maybe you want to move towards this King of Wands, but it's going to require completing a cycle with somebody else. I'll go a little bit deeper, but look at here, we have Cancer energy with the Queen of Cups. Very vulnerable, and it requires courage. Maybe that's the thing. But I keep getting there's a safety around this as well. So you can be vulnerable. I mean, strength in the Queen of Cups coming through is the very definition of empowered vulnerability. Let me grab a different deck. Let's see. I truly hope this is making sense to you guys. What's the overthinking about with the Hermit? Let's go there and let me look. Yeah. Strength for the third time. My gosh. Yeah. Brains that can explain every feeling. You can't. You can't. We have the Chariot, Cancer's major arcana. The Chariot is the rush of the flood. It's also about getting into alignment with what you want, where you're going. Again, for a lot of you, you could have moved around a lot. Trust yourself. It could be about relocation. Can I see the Knight of Cups? I want to say here, this is you now. Yeah, look at this. Jupiter in Cancer right now. We have the Chariot in the wheel. The wheel's about divine timing, and so is Temperance. It's about patience while all of the stars, or what does she say? Okay, all of a sudden it's not. All the stars. Aquarius energy with the star. Then came the rush of the flood, destiny. The stars turned to dust. We have the Tower and the star. And there's something here about wanting to, again, about reunion, but I still do. For some of you, I do. I feel like there could have been a third party. Let me see the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know. The Hermit. And yeah, I think it's about you making a choice to step into that vulnerability. Let me see the Queen of Cups. Whatever side of this reading you fall. Eight of Swords, more air energy about. We started with the 9. At least we've dropped one sword. Let me see one more with the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Rose major arcana. What was this about? There's somebody, okay, if you're in this Queen energy, Empress energy, there's somebody around you here who cannot seem to get you off of their mind, or something that went on. Maybe Queen of Wands. Maybe they put you in a compromising situation. And there's something here that they really want to, yes, the 5 of Cups, sadness, regret. And absolute, like there's just, but like I said, it's a heart chakra awakening for them. It's like the pain they caused you. That can be for some of you. With that 8 of Swords and Justice, this is what they want to bring in. Let me see. Yeah, the Sun, Leo energy, happiness, safety. Look at this little boy. I always point this out. He's out there in the yard. It's like, okay, let me finish. Sorry. He's on a spring-loaded horse. It's a perfect sunny day. Everything's safe, perfect. 4 of Wands. Where they should have been protecting you. Whoever this was. But it's like now they see the destiny of it. 6 of Wands. Yeah, now they see the destiny of it. Now, for others of you, if this isn't about somebody coming in to apologize, although it does feel that way. It does. It can be you still having the courage to embrace this vulnerability within you and step out of all like your comfort zone. And then that's where Four of Wands and the Sun and strength, that's where the success comes for whatever it is that you're trying to trust yourself that you want to create here or offer. Okay, let's move to the blue deck for a minute. I really hope that makes some sense to you. Let me see. What else do we have, please, for Divine Feminine? I mean, we saw that Queen of Wands hiding on the bottom of the deck there, and we have the King of Wands. One more. Word of Value. The World. We have the World over here, which can be about completions of cycles, but I'm actually getting travel here as well. Attachment. Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords. Like I said, if this is somebody, then they cannot get it off their mind. They feel like they should have been protecting you, but they were the one that hurt you. Indecision, that's what all the overthinking is about. And then the seventh chakra, it's about following your intuition. And her third eye, like that baby sheep, all lit up. So it could be that this is this person. It could be that it's you. One more. One more. Really? Oh, I see deceit. That's what it was. One more. And then we have community. We see those friendship groups. I mean, could have been that this deceit happened within a friendship group for some of you. But again, for others of you, maybe you're moving. Maybe this person is the Tower out of nowhere because of a deceit. Okay. Let's get some talisman. Consider these to be like power words that you can take away from the reading if they resonate. But the Sun, Justice, Strength card, that's how the reading ends. But Justice too, I said there could be a legal decision. Good Fortune, Ten of Pentacles. And Luna, which is the moon. What else? Leadership. So for some of you, it can, like I was saying, it can be about embracing that courage and that leadership within you. It could be a job opportunity. And yeah, you're ready. Yeah, look at this, financial security. Oh, could be about a collaboration with that King and Queen of Wands. One more. I'll take this. We have protection and courage. Wow. And then blessed day. I don't know if there's a more blessed day than Justice, the Sun, and the Four of Wands. Getting what you deserve. They want to protect you if this is somebody coming in. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do a romance angel. You guys will know. You'll have to take the energies and apply them as they do. If this is romance for you, let's get a romance angel. We have soulmate, and then we have forgiving and learning here. That's why. You know, the King and Queen of Wands, that's how you two appeared. There could have been a lot of passion, power, and those flare-ups, and maybe it was jealousy, maybe it was possessiveness, could be. But soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. And then we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you appreciate more love in your present moment. You're ready. One more. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning. Could have been going through a time of silence. If that's what happened, this person they can't stop thinking about it. Whatever that tower had to do with. Let's get a moon card. Of course. Full moon in Aries. Okay. But yeah, it's just justice. They just want to make you happy. New moon in Aries. Go for it. New moon in Libra. Interesting. Know you are loved. One. Okay. Off the bottom, apparently. Last quarter moon in Cancer. Take a breather. Let's do one more. One more. Last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. Isn't this interesting? We have two oppositions. We have Libra and Aries, and we have Capricorn and Cancer. Trust all will be well. All right, my friends, let's close it with a couple of cards from the Lover's Oracle. It can come out as advice, so like the whole reading. I'm going to get out of here before I can't talk at all. Take it as it resonates. Okay. I hope it was helpful. I hope it resonated somewhat. Yes, King and Queen of Wands. Beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Soulmates. And that could have been what brought the tower down, like activating. Imagine all unwanted thoughts, the Nine of Swords. Trust all will be well. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities. Leave the past behind. And the last one. What, do we have two? No. Freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. That's what I kept saying, freedom, right? You're ready. And then secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Whoever, it could be somebody around you here. Okay. That's what I have, you guys. I'll see you very soon. Happy full moon, my goodness. Namaste.